Have you ever thought about how many things you can do with your hands? With hands, it's possible to create, greet, embrace, sew, eat, pray, communicate, ride, help, play an instrument, write, cut, sing, paint, play, clean, fly, respond, hold, take, wash, work, save someone, sculpt, fix, destroy. All this you can do with your hands and your head. But only a good education can teach you to use your hands intelligently. Each one of us holds the future in our own hands. Sometimes life's course can be changed by a chance meeting or a dream. It was a dream that changed the life of John Bosco, born 2 centuries ago to a peasant family in this modest house at Castelnuovo Asti, Piedmont, Italy. At the age of 9, Johnny dreamt of his destiny to become a priest. He learned magic tricks and stunts from acrobats to attract children from the countryside and bring them to God through prayer. To support himself through his studies, he worked hard in workshops, learning many trades. At the age of 26, he was ordained priest, and so his mission as Don Bosco began. Thanks to his great intellect and will, his physical strength, and his extraordinary capacity to penetrate the human soul, Don Bosco was able to reach into the heart of every person. He preferred, however, the hearts of the young, those poorest and most in need. To them he offered love, hope, and Christian charity. In the beginning, he found space for his abandoned boys in a small outdoor oratory where they could play and study. Next, he transformed a small room in the district of Valdocco on the periphery of Turin into a workshop where he taught his boys tailoring, shoemaking, bookbinding, blacksmith, and many other jobs. All those he had learned in his own youth. Don Bosco managed to combine religion with recreation and built up around the person a system of family education, the preventive system, based on 3 fundamental values: reason, religion, and loving kindness. It is an educational style that excludes any corporal punishment and draws out the good in each person.
Nella nostra tipografia sarà diverso.
He also made sure that his boys had a job, requesting employers to protect them with a regular contract of apprenticeship. Don Bosco worked tirelessly. Taking St. Francis de Sales as his inspirational model, in 1959 he established the Salesians of Don Bosco, made up of priests and brothers specializing in the formation of young boys. In 1972, with Sister Mary Mazzarello, he founded the Daughters of Mary Help of Christians for the education of young girls. Later on, other groups were added to his Salesian family. Starting from Italy, Salesian communities crossed countries and oceans, spreading works of evangelization, education, and human promotion all over the world. From Argentina to Ecuador, from Beijing to Santiago, from the UK to the West Indies, from Israel to the United States of America.
The missionary vocation, I think, is like falling in love. If you work at a good marriage, you stay together forever. The missionary life is to be married to the country in which you are welcomed. There I am wedded to the people, and I give my whole life that the Lord will grant me, to the end of my days.
Right up to the end, Don Bosco was like a father to his boys. Like a good father who thought of the future of his family, he left as a heritage his guidelines and his charisma to his successors, the rector majors of the Salesian Society, who have been guiding and carrying forward the same educative mission through different times and places.
Dear brothers and sisters of our Salesian family, let us be like Don Bosco, for the young with the young.
Don Bosco's desire to gather a big number of people in order to do good to as many as possible has largely been realized. In fact, the Salesian family today has become so vast. The sons and daughters of Don Bosco are more than 260,000 and reach almost 10 million people in the world. Whether we wake up in open countryside or in the heart of the city, whether we have slept at home or in a community of young people, what we do early in the morning is common to us all. Students from the north and south of the world. We journey towards school. And whether we travel to school by bicycle, in a coach packed with people, accompanied by our parents, or on foot with our friends, this makes no difference. Neither does it matter whether your school is an impressive building in a city or a simple shelter in the middle of the forest. What makes the difference is what we learn and how we learn it. In Salesian institutes, one is always welcomed with a hello, with the good morning moment. It is a moment of dialogue and reflection, as a way of keeping alive the link between educators and young, between school and life, between school and the world. In the playground, one can already breathe in the family spirit of the Salesian environment.
Our work among poor children is mainly in two fields, literacy and catechism.
Our aim is to love children in such a way that they really feel they are loved, especially those who think they are not important, or at least to make them feel happy to be here.
Don Bosco built a quadrangle around his boys: church, school, playground, workplace. He wanted every consecrated religious member to be a teacher, and the teacher an educator, capable of accompanying the young towards the highest degree of human and Christian life.
Love, instruction, and a family environment are the elements needed to build up a boy.
The work of the educators, our work as Salesians, is to try to give them incentives to reward their effort.
The Salesians of Don Bosco offer a formative system that involves the whole human being. An education that meets the basic formative needs of the person, young and adult alike. Knowing, acting, being. An education that ensures the formative rights of the whole person, of everyone, for their whole life. It is an educational and training project which takes into account the time and ways in which each one learns to ensure the best success for all. According to Don Bosco, the Salesian educator is a person committed to the good of his pupils, who has to be ready to face every struggle to attain his goal, which is the civil, moral, and intellectual education of his students.
We want to create good students who have human qualities. Through our religious Salesian spirit, we aim at making our students outstanding people, rich in human qualities, good Christians and honest citizens. Here you come to give help, and you leave having been helped, truly enriched. Everything that you give them in class, say from a technical standpoint, they give back to you on a human level. Immeasurably more.
Benvenuti.
All'oratorio.
Domenico Savio.
E il più bello oratorio.
200 years after the birth of Don Bosco, who is known as the Saint of Work, his sons and daughters run parishes, oratories and youth centres, social and welfare works, community radios, publishing and audiovisual centres, missionary work. In the area of education, they run schools from infants to university. Above all, vocational training centres known as schools which teach you how to work. All over the world, more than 200,000 young people every year frequent vocational schools, assisted by more than 15,000 educators, both formators and tutors. In the Silesian Educational Institutes, admission age, normally after compulsory education, varies from nation to nation and is around 14 to 25 years old. Such vocational courses are meant primarily for young people who are looking for a qualified profession, thereby enabling them to step into society as mature people aware of what they can contribute to the common good. They are designed for everyone who wants to learn quickly and well, a profession that enables them to enter straight into the world of work with a professional, authorized qualification. Study subject matters are languages, sociology and economy, history, mathematics, science, in addition to courses of the specializing profession. Fundamental is the practice in the workshop, which takes up many hours each week. The training period normally ends with an internship in companies, which allows an immediate experience in the working world. Silesians keep a constant and direct contact with such companies, thereby receiving adequate incentives to better the curriculum and to train the young people.
Young people come here to see if in a short time they are capable of taking their place in the world of work and to help lift their family out of misery and poverty.
Doing here, taking job, after completion the job, they will got service. This type of school is good.
I like to be here because I feel at home. It is one of those places where you arrive and never want to leave. I could also have chosen another school, but here we're allowed to study for free. All they ask is for us to participate.
This is the only place where you can find a room. That is so cheap, it's almost free.
In some Silesian facilities, in addition to studying, you can also live, with boarding and canteen services. The refectory in disadvantaged countries is the first means of support for the poorest.
There are soup kitchens here in the village to help the people who don't have money for food. We have food pantries that they can take food home for their children.
The Silesian Vocational Training Centre orientates towards that particular curriculum which is more appropriate to each young candidate, according to their motivations and abilities, interests and passions. This ensures that they find the most suitable field for their professional achievements. Teaching, which often takes place with the most modern equipment, often points towards learning by doing, which also implies to make mistakes, to try again, and to correct errors. This stimulates the young to create their own masterpieces. It is not unusual to meet young people with extraordinary capacities, who enrich with their intellect what they have learned in the workshops.
Hi, I'm Jose Miguel. I'm studying electronic maintenance at postgraduate. My project is an electric machine based on Arduino. This is controlled by an Android smartphone via Bluetooth. It is also equipped with an electric motor that allows it to move forwards and backwards.
The Silesians of Don Bosco offer a great variety of courses and activities for both private and business sectors. Employment, guidance and assistance, formation and service for the enterprises, social inclusion and interventions on behalf of vulnerable groups, ongoing courses for young adults, for the employed and unemployed, customizing distance learning courses, initial, higher and postgraduate professional formation. Those courses are adapted to the necessities of the various territories in which people are rooted. There are courses in all fields of work: industrial, commercial and service sectors, agriculture, construction, social, health, audiovisual, sports. But let us look at the main fields, the most frequented vocational training centres present throughout the world. The electrical sector is among the most popular ones. If you like using your hands to make and repair electrical and electronic circuits, if the world of electronics has always fascinated you, if your dream is to wire your home or an entire apartment building, then the course in electronics will enlighten you.
This school teaches us the basis for our future profession. It teaches us to work with those tools which we will use tomorrow.
I like it here because I have learned many things. For example, digital electronics. They taught me to design, to create circuits that I need in order to help my family.
Here we're working on electronic light panels. In this panel I detected a fault, and now we're repairing it.
One of the most sought-after professions within the global industry is that of a steelworker. The study of metals and their components, the computer design of mechanical parts and their creation at the lathe bench, from welding and testing of components up to the sophisticated programming of numerically controlled machines. Through the course of mechanic operator of machine tools, one learns a trade immediately useful in the working world.
Hi, I'm Sergio, and I'm studying for a degree in mechanics at the Salesian Centre of Loyola. As you can see, this is a computer design.
From the design, one passes to the realization with the numerically controlled machine, under the supervision of the employer. And this is the finished article.
We have 4 modules: installation of pipelines, domestic sanitation, heating and air conditioning.
Technical maintenance and assistance involves the installation, maintenance and testing of sanitary equipment, civil and industrial installations for heating and cooling. It includes the study and application of diagnostic techniques and plant maintenance, right down to customer technical support, even at home.
The field I work in is graphic arts. It's interesting because we print here, we create books and pictures, anything they ask us. This was a good choice for me. I'm proud to be in this school.
Don Bosco created the first graphic workshops in the mid-1800s because he understood the importance of this sector, which disseminates information and culture. Today, a graphic operator, besides the use of mechanical printing press to produce Salesian magazines, books and publications, also learns digital graphics, which allow them to create and typeset any kind of graphic design and multimedia.
I work in the graphic arts lab. First of all, I'm here because I want to improve, as much spiritually as professionally. Mainly I'm here because I hope to become a great entrepreneur in the graphic industry.
The sound of the bell worldwide means playtime. And games in the Salesian institutions are an integral part of education.
chose this school because... Start again. I chose this school because my cousin studied here and said to me it provides a good preparation for work. Also, I like working with cars.
If you're ready to get your hands dirty and you like being among cars and engines, the course Operator of Repairing Motor Vehicles will teach you to know any kind of motor, 2- and 4-stroke engine, to adjust parts, mechanical and electromechanical systems for any vehicle of 2, 4 or more wheels, to do bodywork restorations, to start up a garage. Globalization and technical development are crucial to the computer and management field. The computer technician knows how to install, manage, and carry out the maintenance of computers and computer networks.
We teach them the language of programming of the first and latest generation. In addition to professional training, we also integrate human education.
The management operator knows how to use accounting programs for the administration and management of businesses of all sizes.
Here we create orders, invoices. We're taught how to answer the phone, how to treat people, and then in May, we will have work experience in a company.
Hi, I'm Bea. Here we learn manicures and pedicures. Here we do hairdressing, using a blow dryer to straighten hair with curly ends. Here we do hairstyles and also perms using curlers. We do tints, highlights, bleaching, and we study methodology and capillary analysis, and also diseases of the skin and the scalp.
As you've already realized, the field of personal well-being is perhaps the one which better fits young women.
As an instructor at Don Bosco Youth Center, so it's like they are learning, we're doing the actual job.
If you like working outdoors and contact with nature, in the agricultural, environmental sector, you will find agriculture, horticulture, gardening, farming, beekeeping, viticulture, and enology. And you will learn to use main agricultural equipment depending on the work and terrain, crop, and weather conditions.
Ever since I was little, I wanted to do what I'm doing. Work in the field of agriculture. Because it gives a good education and ensures contact with others. This is like a big family for me. Here we receive positive values. You will learn a great deal about life and make a lot of friends.
The catering and tourism operator knows the history, culture and cuisine of the area in which he works. He knows how to prepare typical dishes of local, regional and international cuisine. He's a cook, baker, pastry chef and bartender. He prepares delicious enogastronomic dishes and serves them at table, combining them with cocktails and recommending wines. And he speaks foreign languages in order to be welcoming to customers from around the world.
Just in 1 year I've been here, I've learned many things, especially in my course. I've learned how to make simple things from wood, and I can see that a bright future.
Woodworking is a craft that is manual and creative. One manufactures and assembles furniture, furnishings, doors, and any other components of wood, using bench instruments and modern mechanical and computerized equipment. And then handicrafts is most of all the sector where you need outstanding craftsmanship and creativity, using your hands as well as your brain. Stoneworking, modeling and decoration of ceramics, glass and iron processing, decorative painting, fashion design, wood carving. The fruit of the craftsman's work is the highest expression of human manual skill. Don Bosco, contemplating the works created by his boys, used to call them intelligence expressed in the hands.
I'm sure that with these young people, with goodwill and the cooperation of many, we can realise the dream of Don Bosco, to make these dear friends of ours bons Christians et honestes citizens, good Christians and honest citizens.
I owe everything to this school because it helped me a lot. Yes, the Salesians are my home.
They helped me change my life, both economically and from a human point of view.
Here we have a great ambition to progress in order to improve ourselves and our country.
These young people represent the hope of a better society. Men and women of tomorrow, mature, wise, and with the capacity to assume social and professional responsibility, with curiosity, freedom, originality, and spirit of service. Rich in values that give a sense to life.
Csendes napig eset nem érzi már a kezem. A szívbánatába én belefeledkezem. Összetört a szív, dolgos helyre nincs. Te voltál számomra a legfélrettebb kincs.
Yesu ni mwema, Yesu ni mwema.